Right for rush hour. Look how traffic's backed up. We have traffic back up on I-49. We've had backup traffic just on Pleasant Grove and New Hope. And we had an accident earlier. We're going to bring the accident in just a few moments. But I want to show you some of that heavy rainfall. It's hard to even see off in the distance because it's just coming down in buckets. We've got rainfall rates up to 2 inches per hour right now. That will continue to fall as these downpours continue to just form and push in. This is a live look in Fayetteville. This is from the Fayetteville Square. You're looking at Old Chancellor Hotel, the Varsity Hotel. Lots of rain coming in right towards downtown. And then kind of back off towards the left just a little bit, you have the university. We had the camera on the university, but we moved it because you can't see the university anymore. You can't see Old Main. You can't see in the dorms. You can't see Razorback Stadium. The rain is just coming down so heavily. And a live look in the River Valley where we have some downpours, but they're much smaller and they're much fewer. But we had more rain yesterday, so we're kind of making up for it today with just a couple more downpours. Now the sun's starting to come out in parts of the River Valley. I want to show you what the wide view looks like. We've got thunderstorms going all the way from the Great Lakes, all the way south right here in the Ozarks into Arkansas and in Oklahoma. It's all thanks to this cold front that's slowly pushing in. And as long as that front is just towards our north, we're going to continue to have downpour chances this evening, overnight, and into tomorrow morning. But then after tomorrow morning, the front should be mainly done and mainly pass through. And we can finally calm things down and try to get more sun throughout the rest of the week. Before we dive really deep into the radar, I want to show you a couple things. I want to show you some of the power outages that we have. We're now at 3,400 power outages in parts of northwest Arkansas. This is the map. You see those red areas showing you where you get most of those power outages. So when you're looking real close, we've got a lot near the 412 area, the Sunset, especially on the west side of the interstate. So anywhere from the Cracker Barrel headed west towards Kubota right into downtown Taneytown. And then it looks like we have some more downpours and it looks like power outages in the Dias area. Johnson, we also have some power outages as well, but most of them are on the west side of Springdale, right in the Taneytown area. And then a few as you head south, right past the Mana Clinic there, headed south Willow Creek and into the Fulbright Expressway area. We have some power outages there. You see that 377. So mainly northern Washington County is where we have these power outages, and that's where we've had some of these downpours, and we've had some accidents too. Let me show you the downpours right now. I want to show you an accident that we have on I-49. Heavy rain just continues to really hit us anywhere from downtown Bentonville, from about Crystal Bridges on the north side, south right into the Promenade, Pinnacles area, and headed south into Rogers as well. I believe we have that crash too that we're going to be able to pull up here in a moment. It's a motorcycle crash. And once again, this is causing a huge backup right now. You're looking from Walton, right? Control room? This is a look from Walton. All right, so you're looking from Walton and you're looking back towards the south. So folks headed right towards that, the cliche downtown of northwest Arkansas where you've got the Walmart AMP. You headed south towards New Hope Road and the New Mercy Hospital and the Topgolf area. It is a very slow go because of that motorcycle accident. Some of these rainfall rates are up to 2 inches per hour. Those are just sheets of rain, and it's very hard to see the person in front of you. But that rain's going to continue for a while. This downpour is just sitting over us right at the Walton exit, the New Hope Road exit, south towards the Pleasant Grove exit, and kind of near the Lowell 264, Highway 264 exit there with the Workman's Travel Center. We also have an update from the Springdale Fire Department to avoid the Sunset area. If you remember, that's where West Sunset area, because we got those power outages, that's where we had the poles down, right by the Kubota dealership. As you're headed west towards that, I believe there's that smoothie place, there's the Buttered Biscuit, and you're headed west right into the heart of downtown Taneytown is where we have those power outages. There on the left-hand side of the road, you've still got that pasture land that's right by the Sam's Club. So just off the interstate, headed west on Highway 412 on Sunset. That's where Springdale Fire Department wants folks to avoid. It's so busy right now. Traffic is crazy normally at this time of the day. And then you add these downpours that are really just slowing things down. Now, it looks like we're starting to clear up some of the back edges of a few of these downpours as the atmosphere rains itself out. But we still have probably at least another 15 to 20 minutes of heavy downpours right along the I-49 corridor from Walton south right into the Lowell area, right there south of Pleasant Grove, the Highway 264 exit. It looks like we're trying to break up some of the rain over Sunset and headed south right on the interstate into Fayetteville on the west side of the interstate. So Weddington west towards Lake Weddington, or maybe you're on Martin Luther King headed west towards the Walmart and the Lowe's, headed towards Farmington and Prairie Grove. We're starting to dry out there on Highway 62. On the east side of the interstate, completely different story. Rainfall coming down big time right at the university, right into the up-down district, downtown Fayetteville. We're getting soaked, and it looks like we can continue to form some new cells on the south side right over Greenland. They're forming over Greenland, and they're pushing north. So expect heavy rain to continue in Fayetteville for at least the next 30 to 45 minutes. More downpours are trying to form there in the mountains towards West Fork and Winslow, towards Devil's Den State Park, and these are going to move right north along 71 and I-49 into northwest Arkansas, mainly along I-49 and on the east side. It looks like over time we're trying to dry things out in the western half of the counties of Benton County and Washington County. We've even had a few little hail cells with some of these. We're talking about very small hail. We're talking about pea-sized hail, so not really enough to do damage, but boy, lots of heavy rain. We've had gusty winds. Gusty winds are likely the threat that we had with some of the power outages. This is northwest Arkansas. Now let's head south into the River Valley, where we don't have as many downpours, but we do have a couple. We just wanted to show you first where the heaviest rain is falling at this moment. Remember yesterday in the River Valley, boy, we got hit hard for some of us, and now the storms are a little bit smaller. We actually have higher humidity north of the hill that we weren't able to tap into yesterday, so it's kind of saved for today. Well, in the River Valley, we used some of that yesterday. And so that's probably going to be the reason why we continue with the lower storm threat in the River Valley the next couple of hours. However, we do have some to talk about. We had a good downpour over Paris, and then a new one formed right over us. That is all headed northbound right towards Clarksville in the Spager area. And then as you head into Crawford County, we've got a great downpour, big downpour right over the east side of Van Buren towards Kibler, headed north to Alma. We're getting some of that right at the I-49, I-40 interchange. And this is all headed north right towards the Rudy exit where you got the Workman's, and you also have the Love's gas station right there. There we got heavy rain coming in for you guys. More heavy rain coming in for some of those bridges closer to the Bobby Hopper Tunnel. And then back west into Oklahoma, we've got a really good downpour that's been sitting here for a while. Right over Callington, headed north, very close to the Kerr Reservoir Dam, coming up into the Salisaw area there in Sequoyah County. And we have a few downpours in and around eastern Sequoyah County, kind of flirting with us in Muldrow and Roland. So be on the lookout for the Rangers and the Bulldogs for some of those downpours too. In Fort Smith, we had a good downpour that skimmed us right over 540. But downtown, we've had a little bit less rain. We've had a couple sprinkles there. And then north side of town, we have a new downpour that's coming into Van Buren. So Van Buren, we've got a little bit of rain for us too. That could try to clip us in Cedarville and Uniontown here shortly as more of these downpours come in from the west. In Clarksville, we've been dry. We're still sitting in the 90s, but we've got downpours that are trying to cross the Arkansas River and head into town for us as well. So what can you expect the next couple of hours? Well, overall, downpours will continue on and off for probably until about 8 o'clock. After 8 o'clock, some of the atmosphere will be rained out. There could be a few left over, but most of the rain chances are from now until about 8. After 8 o'clock, we should start to take a break. So mainly this evening until that 8 o'clock hour, the heaviest rain will continue in northwest Arkansas. Most of this is slowly pushing east. The chances are lower in the River Valley where we have smaller downpours. But if you get one, you know, like it's very heavy rain for us and some thunder, rumbles of thunder and lightning too. But they're not as large. The big ones are northwest Arkansas at this moment. And then overnight tonight, there could be a stray shower or two, with one more round coming in tomorrow morning. But this evening, still be on the lookout as those chances start to decrease over time. In the River Valley, we've got more pockets of sun, and we've got a few downpours here and there. But the rain chances will slowly go down. You see that 40% chance coming up here at 6. We've got our 6 o'clock newscast here in just a moment, and we'll get ready for that. And then downpours will taper off a little bit this evening. Overnight, stray shower, stray downpour. But one more round may come in tomorrow morning as the actual front pushes in from the north and sags southbound. As that's moving through, the majority of the rain is probably going to be squeezed out in northwest Arkansas. Mainly what's going to happen, it's going to be squeezed out in Missouri, and then we'll have some of these leftover storms in northwest Arkansas to wake up tomorrow morning. You're going to want to tune in with meteorologist Zach Scott. He'll be tracking any leftover downpours. The thing is they're probably going to be weakening as they come in, so they may not come in so hot and so hard. So we got to tune in tomorrow morning and see exactly where they are as they're coming in, but we're likely going to see a boundary that moves them in from the north. So when you look in that northern sky, waking up tomorrow morning, don't be surprised if you see a couple extra dark clouds coming in, headed south. And as they head south, they'll probably weaken. And as later in the afternoon, the boundary is going to clear northwest Arkansas. We should be good in the afternoon for northwest. In the river valley, we're not completely out of the woods, but the front's going to start to wash out somewhere south of I-40, and so there could be a stray pop-up tomorrow afternoon, and then after that, we should be okay. Here's a look at Futurecast. Heavy downpours continue for this evening, and then overnight, more of a very isolated mix could be possible. It's tomorrow morning that's tricky. That front comes in, and we'll have some of these leftover downpours, and as they push south, they'll probably weaken over time, wash out. There could be one or two flare-ups as the front kind of sits south of I-40. And then I think we're pretty much good for the rest of this week. But for tomorrow, heaviest rain chances will be in the morning in Northwest, and then we should be good in the afternoon. In the river valley, the forecast is trickier. We'll probably have, the storms will be a little bit fewer and far between, but they could happen in a longer time window, maybe a few in the morning, late morning especially, and then a few still kind of popping up in the afternoon. They shouldn't be as strong. They're just kind of some leftover little ones. Most of us will probably trend on the drier side, and then everything pushes south. And then I think we're good the rest of this week. Rain chances look pretty low as we head into Labor Day weekend. So far, early look, we're going to talk about more of this tonight at 10, but when you're looking towards Labor Day weekend, the rain chances are in the area, but they may be just towards the south. We'll let you know exactly where those rain zones are going to be as we look towards Labor Day weekend. That's all coming up. But I'm going to fast forward back towards the end real quick to take a look at that radar one more time, and then we're going to get ready for our 6 o'clock newscast as we continue to watch good downpours that hit right at rush hour. Time right now, 5. Erica, what is the time, by the way? 5:52. Thank you, Erica. She's getting the news ready for us. Downpours continue across northwest Arkansas. We have a new flash flood warning. That's new for Benton County and western Carroll County. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. This will be on the north side of Rogers, anywhere from Pleasant Grove Road north towards New Hope Road, right into Walton, 8th Street Market, that road, and headed north towards Battlefield Boulevard. That's where we have this flash flood warning. So Bentonville, the majority of Rogers, Prairie Creek, Pea Ridge, Garfield, most of Beaver Lake, and headed north towards the dam, we do have that new flash flood warning as rainfall rates are staying right there between 1.5 inches per hour up to 2 inches per hour. And we still have some storms left to go. So flash flood warning for Benton County and western Carroll County. Don't be surprised if some streets that you're taking home later this evening, or maybe you're headed out this evening, whatever your routine will be, there could be some flooded streets. So keep that in mind as you're headed out the door. The rain is so heavy, give yourself a little extra time too. It's just hard to see as we're headed out the door. Make sure you turn on the lights. It'll be a little bit easier for everyone else to see you as you're headed out and about. Heavy rain continues this evening until about 8, and then after 8, things will wind down. There could be a little shower here or there still, but after 8, we should start to quiet things down a little bit. We'll have much more coming up tonight on your news at 6, and of course more even news coming up later tonight at 10. Make sure you keep it local, keep it here. As always, we'll keep you advised.